Welcome to our workshop. My name is Zoe.
And my name is Chris. We are both speech and language therapists here in Haringey.
This is an online parent training to help with understanding and supporting your child's language and communication skills. This workshop has been developed by the Haringey Speech and Language Therapy team.
Parents have a key role in supporting their child's language and communication development, and we envisage you're already doing lots already to support your child. Please listen to this workshop in the best way that suits you. Please don't feel you have to listen to this advice all in one go. Take your time, as it's lots to take in.
We hope that you will find this useful.
Some of the key areas we will cover in this workshop are:
how does communication develop?
And thinking about what the key early communication skills are that your child needs to become an effective communicator.
And how can we help children to develop these skills?
And thinking about your role, because parents have a key role to play. So how can we help you to help your child?
It's useful to understand how communication develops.
And one way we like to think of it is like a growing tree. Let us explain. In the roots, you need good attention and listening, play, and social skills. For your child, this shows that they're going to be ready to listen and learn language.
When we get to the top of the tree, so all the lovely leaves, children start to develop their talking, like using words, sentences, and engaging in conversations.
Things that can help a tree to grow are sunshine plus water. And in the case of talking, a child will need lots of praise and opportunities to communicate with others in order to develop their language.
Some children's communication grows with gaps in it. So they might say words, but find it hard to direct the word to you. Together, this is something we can help to fill the gaps with and make their communication grow stronger.
As we've just seen, there are lots of important skills we use when we communicate. It isn't just about the words that we use.
Some of the things that we might find in the roots of the tree, if applied to talking, might be things like eye contact, gesture, facial expressions, body language, and proximity. You might be wondering why these things are so important. Chris, can you explain?
Yes, we see these skills as the building blocks for children learning to talk. So, just in the case of the tree, without the roots, the tree would fall down and not grow. These early skills support children in learning to talk. They help children to start communication with someone else and keep it going.
So, let's look at these skills in more detail.
Eye contact. We use eye contact to show others that we are interested in what they are saying. Eye contact can also be used to communicate simple wants, needs, and feelings, like likes and dislikes.
Facial expressions. These are important for keeping other people interested and expressing how we feel. They also help us to express what we mean. Children need to see a range of facial expressions. It's important to get to know your child's facial expressions and how they work.
Gesture. Gesture can be reaching out, nodding your head, feet tapping. These all add extra meaning to a child's attempts at communicating with you. If you think about babies learn gestures before they learn spoken words. For example, reaching out for things and waving.
Proximity or physical contact. Your child needs to be able to tolerate being close to someone so they can communicate with them and interact with them.
Body language and posture. This tells us about whether your child is ready to communicate with someone else. Your child could show you this by facing towards you, leaning in towards you, and coming closer.
Maybe you could pause this presentation and take a moment to think about your child's strengths and any difficulties they might have in these areas.
It's important to get you thinking about your child's strengths and possible difficulties because you know them best of all. When children are this young, they learn best through their parents or carers.
In our first therapy session, we'll discuss with you what you'd like to achieve through therapy, and together we can come up with some goals that best suit your child's needs.
Have a look at this slide and take some time to think about what you might like to work on.
These are some examples. You might want to think about something different, and that's okay. We can discuss this in our first session. Now you've thought about a target, let's tell you about some of the approaches we use to support children's communication development.
So the first one is songs, games and rhymes, and these are great ways to help your child to develop language and to support with transitions and to consolidate routines.
Or we might suggest using a visual timetable. This would involve using images to show routines or to help a child with their understanding.
We might do some adult-led activities with you and your child, which are designed to be fun and visually interesting and exciting, to help your child to watch and learn from others.
We might suggest an approach called intensive interaction, and put simply, this involves watching your child, following their lead, and joining in to help your child enjoy in social moments with you.
Another approach we use is More Than Words by Hannon. This is a one-to-one playtime with your child where we think very carefully about how we can support their learning in a fun way.
Something else we might suggest is aided language stimulation. This might involve using pictures, symbols, and items to support your child's understanding of instructions and the wider world around them.
We will go through these approaches in more detail with you during therapy. And at the end of this workshop, there will be some information on how you can access further information about some of these approaches. The good news is you don't need us to start straight away.
Remember, at the beginning, we mentioned that your child learns best through you, and the most powerful way to help them with this is through play. We are sure that you already do lots of play with your child. What we would like you to do is set aside some time to keep a note of what your child is doing and how they're responding to you. You can call this special time if you like. So Chris, what should special time look like?
Yes, so that you can really focus on your child and how they respond to you. It's a really good idea to reduce the distractions in the room, so avoiding screens and background noises. Make sure you've got lots of toys for your child to explore with you. And remember, especially during this time, make sure you are calm, not in a rush, and not likely to be interrupted. It's a good idea to make sure you're sitting face to face with your child so they don't have to look too far to see you, and have lots of fun during this time. It's really important that you start noticing what your child is doing while you play with them.
This will help us to work with you to identify how to improve specific communication skills.
These are some of the examples we would like you to think about and look out for during your special time.
You might like to think about things like, where are their eyes looking? Toys, faces, objects? What kinds of toys are they most interested in? How do they play with you? How does your child show what they like? How are they showing you how they feel? Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this workshop today.
If your child is on the waiting list to receive therapy, you'll be contacted by one of our administrators to arrange the appointments. At present, these are being delivered through teletherapy, and you'll be guided on how to access these online sessions when your appointment is being booked. At present, we're using NHS Attend Anywhere, but also Zoom. So once again, thank you for taking the time to complete this workshop.